everybody. This is Own Your Life, Consulting Pros and Cons. I'm Carrie Morris. I'm the Vice President for Client Services at Simplicity Consulting. In my role, I manage and oversee several of the core facets that help us drive results for our amazing clients. As it pertains to this topic, I manage our talent delivery team among several other facets, and I absolutely love what I do. I began my adventures at this amazing company a little over 8 years ago. And from the beginning, our company's primary focus has always been marketing consulting to drive sales for Fortune 500 tech companies. The opportunity to help individuals do the work they love has resulted in clients experiencing heroic success, and that has become our main mission. By way of our consultants doing the work they love, we not only help clients achieve success, we make teams better. I remember in the early days when I first joined Simplicity, after leaving my executive position at a global PR agency, I spent hours scouring our community database, and I became in complete awe of the caliber of talent that I would be working so closely with. These were marketing and communications professionals with 10+ years of experience in their craft who were choosing to work as consultants. I had to find out why. I have learned in my 8 years working amongst this incredible community of rockstar marketing, communication, and business operations professionals that flexibility, adaptability, and taking control of one's life is what matters most to individuals who are choosing to do the work they love on their terms. This session is all about helping professionals understand the pros and cons of working in the gig economy. As we explore both sides of the coin, I want you to think critically about the way you like to work and what matters most to you. My hope is that you will leave this session today ready to be the hero of your own life. To be the hero of your own life, you first need to determine what you want to do. Many years ago, I stumbled upon this post on social media. What should I do with my life? I think we've all asked ourselves this question, especially when we find ourselves in transition. I pondered this question for quite some time myself. What should I do with my life? And my answers really varied. I should create a brand for myself so that companies will want to hire me. I should work with really smart people so I can learn from others. I should make good money. I should do work that delivers impact to the company and the people I'm with. I should do work I love. So here I am, and here are all of you, and together we're going to talk about what you should do with your life. And hopefully, by the end of this session, you feel a sense of invigoration and empowerment, because you know what? You have the answers. You know deep down, or maybe right on the surface, what you should do with your life. You get to decide. You get to choose. You are in control. So let's dive in. The consulting pros and cons are many. And I think it's just a case, quite honestly, of changing the way we think about this new world of work at times. One of the main pros I like to talk about is a message and a lesson that was taught to me by my father, who happens to be my mentor. My dad taught me very early on that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. Do you believe in this statement? Have you ever been in a job where you were making incredible money and you just weren't doing the work that fulfilled you? Or perhaps you weren't working with people that allowed you to be seen. Maybe it was by a manager or a coworker. So how do we get to this point? I mean, how do we ultimately land into a job that we love so much that it no longer feels like a job? Well, one way is actually through the consulting door. And this leads me to the first pro. As a consultant, you really do have the power to decide what type of work you really want to do and who you want to do it with, and for how long. It all starts with knowing your personal brand. So everyone, I believe, tuned into the personal brand session, which was presented by my founder and CEO, Lisa Hefford, right? Knowing your personal brand means knowing exactly the work you want to do. As an expert and as a consultant, you really are equipped to do just that, consult with the client, to help them define the work that they need done by your expertise, helping them define success metrics, helping them to identify the length of time that's needed to get the work done, and who you need to align with in order to achieve those goals. It's pretty incredible when you're in the driver's seat helping clients who are always having to do more with less, pick up the pieces after the layoff, or re-energize a team after a major reorg, or to just come in and solve big problems with a fresh perspective, to accomplish goals for a business as a consultant. As a consultant, and especially for us at Simplicity, it really is all about doing meaningful work. And by doing work you love to do, ultimately, it starts to feel less like a job and more like a calling. Impact. Wow. Okay. So as a consultant, your focus, your energy, your time is really all about impact and results. It's really not about busy work. Clients want innovative problem solving. They want a fresh perspective. They want someone who will come in with great energy and ease to motivate their team and themselves. They want results. It's the same for the consultants. Through the years, and in talking to as many consultants as I have about why they choose consulting, they will say, you know, I just started to feel unfulfilled in the work that I was doing. Or I had a consultant many years ago say, I reached the pinnacle and I was promoted to uselessness. Bingo. So this led to the aha moment of what consultants really want, which is to work on projects where they could truly deliver impact and no longer be held by politics or bureaucracy in their role. They were really getting in the trenches and doing the work that they love to do. And we really take pride in that as strategic doers on the business. We coach individuals through the transition from corporate life to this new world of work as consultants. I mean, this is what clients want and need. And let's face it, when we're delivering real impact, we are seen, and we are seen by those who just can't live without us, our clients. Another important factor in choosing to be a consultant is variety and the opportunity to really build your portfolio. As clients look to consultants to serve as more of a Swiss Army knife for their business, it's important to know that as a consultant, you really get to work on a lot of different things. You are viewed as a trusted advisor by your client and very much invaluable to their business. You are someone who can focus on strategy and then execute, because let's face it, you've done this work before. You're proven, and you're proving that to your client. You're someone that can help them set those metrics and analyze the results and take that critical approach to determining whether the project was a success or possibly a failure. And when the failure moments occur, that leads to another opportunity, which is to pivot on the plan and come up with a new approach to innovate and execute. What I hear from many of our consultants is they absolutely love the variety of the work they get to do. While the discipline and the specialization is constant, the types of projects will vary. Our consultants love that. They look at the work more through the lens of building portfolios, right? And doing a variety of things. And that variety comes with growth and development. Thought leadership is really important as a consultant. This is another definite advantage because you really can show up as a thought leader in whatever discipline or industry you're specializing in. As a consultant, it's no longer enough to just update your resume. What you really want to do is build that portfolio, create that body of work that demonstrates results, learnings, and innovative methods to help clients achieve some of their biggest business objectives and help them solve really meaty problems. As you further your consulting practice, you'll want to be sure to amplify the work you're doing and the results you're helping clients achieve directly through your LinkedIn profile. We encourage consultants to treat their LinkedIn profile much the same way you would treat a website, meaning always be iterating and evolving the message. Look for opportunities to share out content that either you create or that speaks to your brand. Examples might be a proven methodology that you use in modern storytelling, or perhaps you have proficiencies in particular tools like Smartsheet or Power BI that you know a hiring manager might benefit from. Always be thinking about ways you can amplify the results of your project work. Hiring managers are looking for experts who have done this work before, and they will absolutely gravitate towards individuals who have a strong point of view and a thought leadership approach to that work. As a consultant and a thought leader, also be sure to align your brand to a reputable consultancy company. And this is where a Simplicity consulting company might come into play. We really do take pride in helping amplify our consultants' work And for the past several years, essentially, our consultants have access to an already established platform where they can present their ideas and their point of view across all of our social media channels. I encourage everyone tuning into this session to follow our hashtag, #WeAreSimplicity, so that you can see firsthand what our consultants and our company is saying about this new world of work. Be a thought leader. Be seen as a consultant. Lifestyle is a big one. As a consultant, you really can integrate work and personal life to create balance and harmony. We talk with our consultants all the time about the life they want for themselves and their families. It's another reason why they work in this way. As a consultant, you are 100% focused on deliverables and results. You really should not be held back or stuck in meetings all day long. There are projects that require that, but for the most part, consultants choose to work flexibly, and as professionals and as experts, they have complete autonomy with how that work gets done. Autonomy comes after trust is established with your client, but once that happens, your world opens up and you are able to experience the consultant lifestyle. There are professionals who choose consulting because they're looking for more flexibility in their schedule. Perhaps they want to spend more time at home with their kids, or they're taking care of an aging parent. They also might be working on another project. Maybe they're trying to launch a business or write a book. So being a consultant and working maybe on a part-time project will allow them to keep bringing in income while they are enjoying the benefits of launching something that is all their very own. Consulting affords many lifestyle perks. We have team members who work remotely entirely. One consultant in particular travels across the country while she's working on her full-time project, and she's traveling in an RV with her spouse. I mean, that's pretty cool. We have another consultant who works 100% remote so she can be close to her aging parents, helping to take them to and from appointments. And we have several consultants who work on a full-time basis, but in a flexible schedule so that they can pick up their young children after school and take them to their after-school activities. For clients, once again, it's all about trust being established and a rapport that is built up. And then once that happens, really all they care about is that the work is getting done and that the results are there. As a consultant, work-life integration can absolutely be achieved. As we shift to focus on some of the perceived cons of consulting, I want to take a minute to point out that there are several opportunities to turn those cons into pros with the right mindset. And I should also state that working as a consultant is not for everyone. In today's economic climate, stability is not guaranteed, regardless of the color of your badge. Layoffs happen, budgets get cut, a reorg could result in a position being eliminated. In the world of consulting, we do not really experience layoffs, but we do sometimes have contracts that get cut short, whether that be due to a budget cut or a performance issue. If this does occur, and more for the former versus the latter, we do have many options to consider. We do have a diverse portfolio of clients, and we are always working to build a pipeline of opportunities so that we can redeploy for our consultants. And it could happen that the timing just works out beautifully. Sometimes when a project is truly ending, the consultant is making the decision all on their very own to take the next several months off to, again, enjoy time with family or take part in a volunteer opportunity. So again, it can be by design that the consultant decides to take the time off when that project gets cut. Or perhaps there is just an opportunity to revisit some of those meaningful relationships that were established during the project period. And when that project does end, and perhaps it does end prematurely because of those relationships being established, the consultant ultimately picks up a new project with one of the surrounding stakeholders. We call this the self-rep model at Simplicity Consulting. The main difference here is that as you work as a consultant and when you work as part of a consultancy company like ours, with a great reputation and a diverse portfolio, you do have options and you do have choice. Consulting can also offer you a reprieve in the job search. Individuals who have just recently been laid off from a full-time opportunity who are now wanting to get back into the FTE world might take this time to work part-time on a project as a consultant. That will give them a little bit more time to suss out other companies, other opportunities while they're in that search. Consulting is also a great way to stay sharp, relevant, and skilled. So again, while the individual is searching for their next permanent role, picking up a project either full-time or part-time, maybe it's a 3 to 6 month project, will allow them to continue to hone their craft. This also leads to maintaining confidence and empowerment as you traverse the job search. So yes, we agree. Stability is super important, and some might perceive consulting as the less stable option. But at Simplicity, we have put systems in place to ensure longevity and accountability, both for ourselves as the employer and for our team members, to actively pursue the what's next project, oftentimes before they even reach the end date of the assignment. Another perceived con that I hear about from time to time is that a consultant may not be eligible or have the option to receive benefits. This is very dependent on how you are set up as a consultant. If you are setting yourself up as a 1099 subcontractor, then you will be responsible for maintaining your benefits. You can, however, work through a company like Simplicity, where premium W-2 opportunities exist and benefits are offered. As an employer in more than 9 states, we do offer benefits, including medical, dental, and vision, plus 401k match, PTO, equipment. We also focus on recognition, mentorship opportunities, and of course, training and development. However, there are absolutely companies like Microsoft where the benefits package is much more robust, and we recognize that. But remember, it's really important to think critically about the way you like to work and what matters most to you. If benefits are a driving force and a primary motivator for you and your family, you'll want to explore all the options. And I think that's kind of my point here, which is you have a choice. And there are lots of different ways to work now. Even as a consultant, you can receive benefits that truly meet your needs. Isolation. I love this image. It's so sweet and yet kind of sad. Sometimes consultants can feel pretty isolated while they're on a project. And we do hear this from time to time. Again, it's not entirely the case for every consultant. Some individuals thrive in working on their own. But isolation is real, and it can also be overcome. As we record this session, for everyone right now facing the coronavirus, regardless of whether the person is an FTE or a consultant, many of us are working remote. For individuals who thrive in working alongside a team, in an office with very close interactions to business leaders and stakeholders, there are absolutely projects where you can have all of those elements built in. There are also creative ways to avoid the dredge of working alone. Using Teams and other virtual conferencing tools like Zoom, turning on your camera and making sure you can see your team and your client and that they can see you. We also encourage scheduling working sessions and working meetings with your clients in their office on a recurring basis. Bring in the surrounding stakeholders and bring people together for meetings. That's really a great way to stay connected and also to demonstrate your thought leadership, as we talked about earlier, and to show that you have the expertise to ensure that those deliverables are met for your client. There are lots of creative ways to get clients and their stakeholders out of the office even. You know, for us at Simplicity, we have a touchdown space, and we invite our consultants to bring their clients in for deep sessions of planning, strategy, road mapping. So there are those options. There's also local coffee shops and other, collaborative work environments that are available today. So getting your client and the stakeholders out of the office can be a really invigorating way, not just for yourself to stay connected to the stakeholders and the clients, but also for people to think a little bit out of the box. You'll want to find a company to align with, again, like Simplicity Consulting, where you have access to a community, access to mentorship opportunities, and just access to problem solving with other like-minded professionals. We have a consultant on our team who recognized in her group and in her building that she worked out of that there were several other Simplicity consultants that were working in close proximity. So she pulled together a gathering in the building's atrium, and that team was very virtual. They were all working on very different projects, but they did a lot of best practice sharing. We really do understand the challenges that come with feeling isolated on a project. So be sure to follow our hashtag. Again, We Are Simplicity across all the social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and search for other thought leaders who address this challenge of working remote and to avoid those pitfalls of working in isolation. There are some really creative solutions out there to overcome this and to allow you to find connection and meaning in the work that you love to do. Finally, I want to discuss and address the fact that as a full-time employee, you can feel very established in the work you're doing. Your swim lane is clear, and you're able to really focus on that work that's right in front of you. Whereas as a consultant, sometimes you might experience more change from one project to the next. We call it starting over. Again, consulting is not for everyone. If you are someone who thrives in working on a consistent thread, who appreciates a clear path forward, and who enjoys climbing to the next rung, that's awesome. Guess what? We love that too. Consultants love helping their clients achieve success for their business, but also for themselves. Oftentimes we'll hear from our clients that because of the work the consultant helped them achieve, they were actually promoted to the next level. But back to the comment about starting over. A great consultant tends to have a formula for how they get from point A to point B, or from start to finish in the assignment. And by having that formula, that can lead to structure, clarity, and focus for the work they love to do. So again, if you're somebody that doesn't really like constant change, or you're somebody that feels like they could put structure and formula around that change, there can be pros and cons to how you think about this particular world of consulting. We have a quote at Simplicity, which is to be the type of energy that no matter where you go, you always add value to the spaces and the lives around you. And I think that's really the message here, which is whether you find an invigoration and a value in working as a consultant, or you would rather be an FTE, but perhaps consulting can give you the opportunity and the reprieve to really take the time to search for that permanent opportunity in a more concentrated effort and in less of a desperate rush, then maybe that's what this is all about. But again, think about the energy you're bringing to that session and to that moment. Think about the value that you can deliver, no matter the color of the badge that you wear. And hopefully, through this presentation, you've realized that it could be that I'm working as an FTE today, 6 months from now, I'm a consultant for a year, and then I'm back as an FTE. There's a world for you. There's a choice in the matter. And hopefully you are the hero in your life as a result of this presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, I hope you'll join me later on today.